Hey, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you information to make for you to make good choices at the ballot box. So, hey, we got a good show for you tonight. We got a great crowd here, and wow, we got a good crowd here. We got Ronnie, God bless America, Jay Bird, Joey, hey, Dominic. And we got the grumpy vlogger, that'd be Lloyd. Charles Gillespie, Chris Wedgeworth. Yeah, we got and Joe, Captain Joe America, and Steve Knowles. Let's make him blue. Yes, let's do that. Alrighty. Alright, let's get this show going. A lot of stuff happened this past week, so let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's my old buddy, Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Art. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I noticed my internet was glitching just a minute ago, so hopefully it stays on. And my dog is, I don't know, he's barking at James in the backyard, so sorry about that. It goes with the territory, I guess.
So it must be haircut day. You're looking kind of stylish.
No, I just combed it. Yeah, I just combed it. Yeah, I just combed it. Yeah, no, I'm needing a haircut. It's getting long in the back, so I'm needing to get it cut. But
yeah, I got mine cut yesterday, so feel real good.
Yeah.
Hey, let's welcome all the way from the great state of New York. Let's welcome Charles Gillespie. Welcome.
Hey, Art. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, folks in the chat.
Hey, Charles. Oh,
What's up?
Yep, not much. Nice
much.
day today. Clouding up, and we're expecting to get close to freezing in a few days. So
yeah, our temperature's it's 86 right now, so it's we've had a couple of days in the 90s, but it looks like it's going to be dropping into the by Wednesday we're going to drop into the 70s, and it's going to stay that way. Next Saturday it'll only be 66 for a high, and we're going to be getting down into the 40s at nighttime. So all weather is finally approaching. So,
yep. How about your neck of the woods, Charles?
Well, I was just going to say we're getting that in a few days. By Wednesday, it's supposed to be like 80 here, and then drop down a little bit. But we don't know much beyond this coming Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk, in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So, we had someone pass away in the Senate, Senator Diane Feinstein from the lovely city of. Is she from San Francisco? I'm not sure. But
I just know she's from California.
Yep. She was 90 years old. She was old long time ago.
The good thing is they won't need to use any embalming fluid because she's been embalmed for years.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I think she was having her problems. She was, it's like they had announced from her office that she wouldn't be running in 24, and so they asked her at a press conference. This is a couple, 3 or 4 months ago. Would she, how does she feel about not running? And she says, "Oh, I haven't made a decision yet." Well, your office said yesterday you'd made the decision not to run. She goes, "Oh, did we make the decision already?" And looks around like, our geriatric government right now is it's horrendous. Right. It's just, there's people who are in their 90s that are sharp as a tack. And then there's the people, I think there at least needs to be a cognitive test for, past 80.
Right.
I think, if they can still function, if they still got good higher function, then let them go, but if they don't, and she was one that, you just look at some of the pictures from when she was young, what she looks like now, and, term limits are needed too, yeah.
She's the mayor of San Francisco. I thought.
Yeah.
And what else? So who gets to appoint her? Will that be the governor or the state legislature? Normally, it's
I'm not
state legislature.
Is it? Okay. Yeah.
But
I can't
Gavin Newsom is kind of crowing that he's going to pick a replacement.
Yeah,
So-
some states are different. I can't remember,
Right.
but I think it's up to each individual state how they do it. Jaybird says it's Newsom, so that's they're going to get another
Right.
progressive bleeding heart liberal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad, good to see you.
Yeah. Right now, the Senate has really got some problems as far as the Democrats. They've got a very right at the moment. They don't have a lead. They
Right.
with Feinstein gone, and then they've got what's his name? The guy that took the bribes from Egypt.
Oh, yeah. Menendez.
Menendez. Yeah, Menendez is he's in all sorts of trouble. So the Democratic lead is slipping very quickly.
Mhm.
Where it's right now. I think it's a 50-50 with or maybe 40. I'm not sure. I haven't looked to see what the Senate balance is right now because it's getting to the point where they're not going to be able to rule things
Right.
the way they were if this keeps happening. But
Right.
we'll see.
And you got the turtle. His health is not.
Yeah.
And so, anybody who's guessing on who's going to be the replacement?
I have no clue because, to be honest with you, I'm not from California and I could care less what happens to him.
Most likely it'll be a woman replacing a woman. But Adam Schiff might be the replacement.
There you go.
Yep. But the
Oh,
problem
God.
is if they replace him with him, that hurts Gavin Newsom if he wants a primary Biden because they'll call him sexist and a racist and a homophobe and all the race cards. And
Isn't Adam Schiff the one with the really googly looking eyes, the big bulging eyes? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy's a joke.
Yeah.
But-
And a flipping liar, too.
Oh well, yeah, that goes without saying. But
He was
I
the
don't
one
know.
going out every day. Oh, well, we got new evidence that Trump was colluding with the Russians. Any day now, we'll be bringing out the evidence to bring him down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Newsom is going to debate DeSantis.
I
Newsom
don't
is
know
going
how
to
that's
debate.
going to happen.
Well, they could, yeah, and that's the other thing. We just had a debate which I didn't bother to listen to.
Well, it could be Pelosi, woman, or this is my pick. This is my scenario, and I think you've been hearing me talk about it. Kamala Harris will be talked into taking the seat. Seat will be vacated. VP seat will be vacated. And who will be replacing? Jared Polis, governor of Colorado. He will be the replacement just to add kind of credibility to the Biden administration. And
she survived the Titanic.
Right.
Yeah, I can't see them
She
putting
was the
her in
one
there.
War. She was the one saying goodbye to Jack. Okay,
That's it. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can't see they're putting her in there because I think the Democrats are seeing they probably need to get a little bit younger bloodline going than what they've got right now.
Mhm.
And so I can't see Pelosi's,
Well, they'll probably pick a female congresswoman from California or a
or Kamala Harris.
state rep or state senator from California.
I don't know if Harris would take it. They might suggest it, but
Mhm.
would she take
No,
it? I don't know.
not that bright.
Yeah, yeah. She probably
But
doesn't see that she's not going to be his running mate in 24.
mhm, yeah,
I just can't see it.
then it's a job for her to take. Yeah. Probably not smart enough to be a lobbyist, though. But if Jared Polis does become VP, he adds credibility, and he will tack himself to as a libertarian. Then that way, if something happens to Biden before the election, he becomes president, runs for election, and he'll run as a libertarian slash Democrat, like he did here in Colorado.
Right,
And
yeah.
if that happens, Trump will have a problem trying to beat him because Polis is younger. Uh, he's likable.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
like Hickenlooper was likable here in Colorado,
Right.
and that's how he was able to defeat. What's his name? I'm having a brain fart. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
I can't remember either. Yeah. Yeah, I and they don't seem to be in a hurry to make the choice,
Right.
I guess they're. So is she laying in state there at the Senate rotunda, in the rotunda, or are they shipping out to California to do it, or
you know what? I don't know.
One thing I didn't hear, and I haven't seen it, but I've seen it in town, but I didn't hear any declaration of the flags being put at half staff. I never heard that the president authorized that, but I have noticed that we have some flags at half staff here in town. But usually, when somebody like a senator like that dies, they especially Biden has
Barbara
been big.
Lee, Katie Porter. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff is up there as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Diapers and diapers and politicians should be changed regularly. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And who said that?
I don't remember.
From your state, Lloyd. There's an airport named after him.
Oh, Will Rogers. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Will Rogers was so far ahead of his time, and his quips and his comedic talent, everything, stuff he said back in the 30s still is appropriate for today's time,
Yep.
Matter of fact, when Judy graduated high school, she graduated from Will Rogers High School, and she remembers, how many of us remember who our speaker was in high school, when we graduated. She remembers it because it was Will Rogers Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So today is Jimmy Carter's 99th birthday.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, maybe they'll appoint him to replace her. I mean, he's just 9 years older than her.
Well, he's in a hospice right now.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
So he's.
That doesn't mean they wouldn't do it as a. No, but he's not from California, so
you're right, Brad. It's Corey Gardner. Had a brain fart there.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yep. He's the one that defeated Mark Udall.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, the Udalls, they were like a dynasty of themselves because they were like Colorado, Utah, and Arizona.
Cousin is a congressman from New Mexico, and you got Mo and Stuart Udall.
Yeah, Mo Udall was from
Utah, I believe. Utah or Arizona.
Yeah, one was from Arizona, one was from Utah, and I can't remember which.
Yep.
It's like, yeah. But,
yep.
Yeah,
I mean, they go way back. I remember that name back in the 70s. Because I think one of them was Secretary of the Interior or something.
Yeah.
Under Carter.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. I think that's who it was when I was in the service. I was thinking that was Mo Udall, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah,
I'd have to
I
look.
believe.
Yeah. And I'm thinking Mo Udall was from Arizona because that's where I was stationed at, and that's the reason I remember the name so much.
I
So,
think you're right.
but yeah. But anyways, yeah. So, I don't know. I just wait to see who they're going to pick. You know, it's going to be.
It'll be interesting. Yep. And
Yeah, the next. Go ahead.
So anyway, it kind of we're jumping the gun a little bit here, but we can always talk about some other stuff that goes right into our next topic. That RFK Jr. I don't know if he's announced or is pending to announce that he's going to run as an independent for president.
Yeah, I don't think he's announced yet. I think he's announced that he's going to announce. You know, it's one of those situations.
Right.
He's letting them know that he's.
We're getting
considering
a trailer for a trailer.
Yeah, a trailer for a trailer.
There
yeah,
you go.
Yeah, and you know we've talked about that on here before. That you know and that only does all that. That really helps the conservative or the Republican side because he'll draw votes away from the Democrats rather than the Republican side. Because
and he'll peel off independents too, which that could hurt Trump. You know.
Yeah, well, 1992 all over again. It'll help Trump. I don't think he's going to pull not the conservative side of the independents. I think right now Trump's got too many independents on his side, and I don't think anybody trusts. You know, put it bluntly, he's a Kennedy. You know, say what you want, but he's a Kennedy, and they don't trust the Kennedys. You know, not the conservatives. But yeah, it'll be like Ross Perot, but it'll be. Except it will affect. I suspect it will affect the Democrats because he's always been a Democrat, and the Kennedys have been Democrats, and I think it'll affect whoever their nominee is far more than it will. And here's another scenario. Okay, so RFK decides to run as an independent and announces, and they see that that's going to hurt them, and then somebody decides that. Biden doesn't need to be, or something happens to Biden's health or something that he can't run. So then they pull Kennedy in, maybe not as the presidential nominee, but as a vice president, you know?
I don't know if because he's pretty teed off at the Democrats at how far left they've gone.
Yeah, that's true too. But they get, if the scenario that you set up, and it puts Polis up there, they might pull him in that way, you know, and that could hurt whoever's running. We just got to, you know, the Republicans and the conservatives got to learn to start playing nice together. That's the problem. They spend you know, they spend too much time bashing each other and dividing. They're dividing the party, and it's been like this. Well, back to '92, you know, Ross Perot. It's been like, you know, that's when this started with us, you know, and that's what hurt. That was 41, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Bush 41.
Right.
And I think that's what, you know. Do we need a third party? I think by all means I wish we had something very similar to what they do in the UK, where they have you know, you vote for the parties and then they make coalition government. You know, but that's parliamentary procedures. That's not. Yeah. That's not.
Well, the downside Democratic Republic is it kind of gums up the works because you got all these different factions and some will be arguing. You know, I don't want this and that.
But it forces them to work together. But they have to have a coalition in order to, you know. Right now, we are not only is our country divided, but our parties are divided so far apart. You know, although they seem to have pulled off a bit of a Hail Mary on this continuing budget, or what they call a clean budget, which was it wasn't a continuing resolution, whereas it was a temporary budget while they work on the permanent budget. That's why they called it a clean budget bill instead of a. And it passed passed the House with, some naysayers, but the Democrats and the Republicans got in on it. And yeah, sorry, but Bear, shut up, idiot. Dumber than a box of rocks. I swear to God. But,
well, you're the one that decided, hey, let's get a little barker. Yeah.
No, my wife did. My wife decided.
Yep.
And,
happy wife.
Happy life. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Biden doesn't have the supporters he has Trump haters. And that's true. Yeah, he doesn't have support. He just has Trump haters. And I think did they get anybody
you have Trump haters in the Republican Party as well that probably voted for Biden.
They probably did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an idea. A lot of those Trump haters are regretting their. We can't forget about the cemetery voters. I know I bribed a lot of cemeteries to get those votes for me, and it didn't work out. So I'll try it again this next time around.
Well, the cemetery voters bring symmetry.
Symmetry, yeah. Symmetry. Yeah, cemetery voters bring symmetry to politics. Yeah, I got to remember that one. But it's right now our politics is just. I know in this new bill they were. I don't know if did they go ahead and push through the money for the Ukraine or not, or did it get taken off the table? I can't remember.
No, it's in the bill.
No.
Is it in the bill? Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's why Gatz was against that.
Okay. Well, and talk about Gatz. He's rallying to try to get rid of McCarthy.
Yes, he's trying to. He's
Charlie McCarthy, but
Kevin. He's trying to get rid of Kevin McCarthy. He's going to introduce whatever they call it. I had it looked up and I put it.
Resolution.
A resolution to unseat McCarthy, but they're turning around and flipping it on him, and they're going to they're going to introduce a resolution to expel Gatz from the Congress. I don't know how that's going to work.
Expel or censure?
No, they said expel is what I read.
Oh, okay.
No, they're going for a full expulsion. So, he'll probably get censure, is what he'll get.
Yeah.
Because, he's one of the new ones up there. He probably needs his wings clipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Trimmed back a little bit, maybe. Get his claws polished or something. They're a little rough, but he's going after.
Yep.
Another pandemic is on the rise in time to push. Yeah, and that's it. And that's where we as Republicans have got to start using those mail-in ballots, those early voting, and all of that stuff. We gotta, we can't just say, "Hey, we're going to do it on the official," because ballot harvesting and all that stuff.
Let's go back to all mail ballot. Yeah.
Yeah,
women shouldn't vote.
Right, and that's what we keep doing. Well, when we keep doing that, we keep adhering to the old school stuff, and in today's times, it's just not feasible.
Right.
And so we've got to make sure that if you got friends that don't know, and you can go out there and maybe help them. Hey, I'll take your ballots in for you, or you need some help with that.
It's called ballot harvesting.
That's what the Democrats do, and we need to learn to play the game.
They've been doing that for quite a while, especially here in Colorado, because we have all mail-in ballots, not mail.
Right.
Anyway. And what they do is they go to nursing homes, they go to, apartment complexes, and they knock on doors, and they ask, can we help you? Well, we could turn you. Oh, you need help with your ballot? Well, we could help.
Yeah, we don't have to have a limit on vote. We need to have an IQ test. Yeah, that should be Yeah. I personally, I mean, I think we should. I can't understand how we can not require an ID and not require an ID that shows you're a citizen. You know,
Right.
this is
Hmm.
it's ludicrous. And if you live in a state that has been allowing that to happen, you need to get the people because the states make the decisions on how the votes are taken. You know,
Hmm.
and that's their job. And if they're not
Right.
doing it, you need to get out there with your friends and say, "Hey, this isn't right. Let's vote somebody else in." That's what you got to
Right.
start doing with everything from the uh, the people that uh, see in Oklahoma. I got to show my ID when I go in
Right.
there to. I do a walk in. I got to go in there and show my ID. So I don't know about the mail in. I'm going to do that. I think this year I'll probably do the mail in because of Judy, or next year. I mean,
Right. Yeah. We used
you
to
know,
call that absentee ballot.
absentee ballots. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Hmm.
what it is here too. Is I'm going to do the absentee. So
And you know what? I think that's the way it should be. I think we should go back to the old traditional. You have to go to your polling place to vote, and
well, that's the way it
in
is
that
here in
way,
Oklahoma.
you've already know who you're going to vote for, and people aren't deciding at the last minute to fill out their ballot and take it to a, a drop center, which is
Right.
usually outside the DMV.
Yeah. Well, here I don't know where they don't do the you if you vote on the day of the election, you have to go to your precinct and vote there,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to
Yep.
show an ID and your uh you have to be on the rolls,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So but we are a red state, so
Mm-hmm.
uh, but it would be there needs to be some sort of provisional voting is fine when
Yeah.
it's unsolicited ballots are being mailed is the problem. Yes, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of problems with our voting system as it currently sits.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these blue states are playing games with that's what the
Right.
whole thing in Georgia is about. That's why they're after Trump on that because, uh,
Right.
he's saying that those weren't, not all those.
Yep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sad. They're, uh, I don't know. And of course, that you're talking about the illegal aliens that goes right on in with Elon Musk went down there and live streamed it, and the Democrats are all pissed off about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
A
he's just doing
billionaire
that.
going down there.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, he live streamed it. So
He
what did they
lives,
say?
and who gave him the tour of the place? Oh, that would be a Republican congressman
Congressman, yeah,
from Texas.
they said that was just. And the best they could come up with was to say that his live stream is glitchy and amateurish or
Glitch.
whatever. It was a live stream,
Yeah.
like
And he
what
wore
the
his
hell do you
hat,
expect?
cowboy hat.
And he wore a
back.
cowboy hat backwards. I don't know. I look at some of these modern cowboy hats that these young people are wearing. I can't tell the front from the back without looking
Yeah.
inside. 'Cause they look
Mhm.
just as stupid coming walking forward as they
Yeah.
do walking backwards. It's just
Mhm.
like uh, it's
I
just
like an old Stetson, nice wide brim, and
yeah, yeah,
not some of these guys that have the brim that goes right up with the crown on the side. I hate
yeah,
those.
yeah. Well, I call those
That's
Dale Evan
cornball.
hats. Yeah,
Yeah, more
yeah,
Latinos wear those kind of hats.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've got
But
one that it's got a 3.5 or 4 inch brim on it. It's got a real high crown on it. It's
what was
old rider
it? 10
style hat
gallon?
from. Yeah, every bit. Yeah, yeah. It's a
I've got a
cattleman's.
friend in Texas. He's a retired comedian, and he looks like Hoss. And he wears a 10-gallon hat on
Yeah,
stage, and he's
yeah,
funny as heck. And
yeah.
he
No, this one's
retired some years ago. He's He's a little bit younger than I am. I think he's about 59 or 60. But he was doing cruise ships for a while, and he just got tired of. And he's a conservative like us, and I
Right.
used to run into him at the gun shows, and a mutual friend of ours used to work at one of the booths for um, uh, Colorado Coalition of Firearms. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well, he might run for something in the future, but he can't run for president.
that's true. Hmm.
Yeah, he can't run for president.
And I think his residence is in Texas. That's where his
Yeah,
business
yeah, yeah,
headquarters. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I keep wondering though, when is Fox News going to quit saying X, formerly known as Twitter? We get it.
Yeah.
SpaceX, X. It's the same X. It's just without the
Yep.
space in front of it. So
Hmm.
all right, everybody should. If you don't know what X is
Given
by
that,
now,
given Musk's residence, does that mean that all of his exes live in Texas?
Ooh.
yeah, I think they do. He's got X and he's got SpaceX, and they're both in Texas. So,
Hmm.
and yeah, so at least two of his exes live in Texas.
Well, it looks like he's waiting for FAA approval for Starship. It's ready for another test. So that'll be
Oh.
interesting to uh, watch that. I still can't. I still get kicked out of watching the Falcon 9 launches at Canaveral, because
Yeah.
just watching that booster come back and land,
back.
pinpoint landing, is like, that is so cool. How'd they do that? Do you guys watch Young Sheldon?
Really good.
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay, there was an episode where there was a guy from NASA that came to his school. I think he was still in regular school. And he was asking all kinds of questions. And this guy thought, this kid he's a pest. So he gave him some patches, thinking that'll shut him up. But he finally did have a private meeting with the guy, and he went to the guy's chalkboard and he said, "This is how you do this," and then the booster could come back, and then the landing gears, and the guy goes, "Wow, that is so amazing, but we just don't have the technology." So he wrote all of this down in one of his books, and then you see years later, Elon Musk pulls out that book, out of his desk.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
it makes you
Elon
wonder.
Musk has been in both shows. He was in
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon.
He was also in Iron Man 2, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were at the race.
believe-
They were at the racetrack, and Robert Downey Jr., who plays
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Thank you, Tony Stark. And he says, Elon says, Tony, we need to get together, and I've got some ideas about going into space or something like that. Or he says, yeah, we'll check that out. And it's just like, and Tony like, who was that? Oh, that was Elon. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Kind of blows him off. Yeah. But yeah, if they pass the Schwarzenegger law, then Elon Musk could become president, because in the future at some point they pass the Schwarzenegger law and he's able to become the president, which pissed off Sylvester Stallone that they allowed that. That's in the future though.
Yeah.
It was in one of the Sylvester Stallone movies where he
Oh yeah, was it Demolition Man?
Demolition Man, that's the one, yeah. He says
Mhm.
he was president. Yeah, they passed the Schwarzenegger law, so
Yeah.
You know.
That's where the jingles were songs.
Yes. Still like to know about those 3 shells, though. What they,
Yeah,
that was
three
all about.
shells.
They never explained the 3 shells. Oh, yeah. So, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
It'll be interesting to see how that. I mean, a billionaire coming up with this space program, and the only other person is Bezos, and his program is kind of half-assed. You know,
His is just
it's a tour bus for rich people to go into space for a few minutes.
He's not putting up any satellites. He's not putting up any. He's not working to. He's not using it to take astronauts up to the space station or to the moon.
The space station. Yep.
He's not launched he's not launched one to Mars.
Right.
And
didn't Musk launch a Tesla?
I was going to say, I wonder what's happened to that Tesla, because I followed it for a while. It was fun to watch it going through with the dummy sitting out front, in a spacesuit flying, because he had a camera on there, and
Cool.
And
I thought that was just a CGI thing, and I'm like, oh, no, he really launched the.
he really launched a Tesla with a
space.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it was cool to watch, and I haven't seen what happened to it, but and that makes you wonder. Okay, all the way back to the 60s, we've had space travel to the moon, late 60s, and they've been able to send radio signals and stuff like that back and forth, and video signals.
We've landed on Mars, some spacecraft back in the 70s.
And yet we can't seem to get a good Wi-Fi signal inside our own neighborhood. What the hell is wrong with that?
Yeah.
Why is it my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out? Why are we've just got 5G on our phones? We should have like 10G on our phones now.
Right. How about OG? That's what I always say. Oh, geez. It's out again.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I've got too. It just makes no sense why if we can send signals that far and receive signals. I mean, they're sending signals that are, that are able to make these crafts do commands. And yet we can't get a drone. A drone keeps dropping its signal past a mile,
Well, not according to the one on Mars that keeps flying.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
Yep.
But why don't we have that here?
A new altitude record.
Oh, did it?
Just recently. Yep.
But it just makes you wonder why we don't have. I mean, because some of this technology has been around for, 40, 40, 50 years, 50 plus years now.
Right. It's been around for a long time. Just that technology has caught up with the idea and made it usable for the consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Velcro.
Right.
So government is suing Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and did NASA get
that's right.
Did NASA get
the visuals. It's not a drone, so it's won't work for.
Well, actually, they have a drone up there in Mars. There is a drone.
Oh, yes, they do.
It's Mars.
Well,
not,
they've got a camera that's always watching
on Mars.
Well, and on top of that, it's not part of the FAA because it is, like you said, it's not on this planet, so they have no authority there yet.
Oh, and I heard that the Indians have, not American Indians, but the one from the South Central Asia, they have a problem with their probe on the moon. The rover cannot talk to the mothercraft.
Yeah. That whole moon launch, I think, was pretty much a flop for them. So,
Well, they had one crash the first time.
Right.
Then they had a successful landing. It just said they forgot, hey, it gets flipping cold up there, and they wonder why their machinery is not working the way they thought it would.
Well, it just makes you wonder, are they going up there to put up a tech support call center on the moon? Or when we start colonizing it, they want to be there first?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're looking for water up there. They think there's frozen water up there.
Hello, welcome to Lunar Tech Support. How may I help you?
Oh, and we also had
this is Lunar Microsoft. We have detected a problem with your computer.
Oh, that's and that's sad. Yeah. Unfortunately, that.
Then we got a probe that just came back with samples from the asteroid.
Yeah.
So now we're finding out that our whole idea about asteroids wasn't what we thought. They're not solid.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, because it turns out that one asteroid is basically a clump of gravel that just coalesced around each other. And when that probe came in, it had a little thingy that was able to sink in and gather some samples, pull back out, and it's not like you're landing on the moon, like a hard solid. Some
surface,
are solid. They're solid nickel or iron.
Yeah.
Or some kind of rocky material like silicate.
It is kind of
blue ice asteroids.
There you go, Trump Ramaswamy. I could see that happening.
Yep,
I think it would have been Trump Haley, but I think he's kind of fed up with her. But right now, Ramaswamy hasn't done anything to piss Trump off, so that might be where.
Well, and Ramaswamy has come to Trump's side, saying, "Hey, a lot of the stuff that's going on is just a bunch of BS."
Yeah, and I think that's probably, I think he is probably setting himself, and that would be a good choice. He's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He understands. He's
an entrepreneur.
And and he doesn't sound like tech support. But I think he's business minded like Trump. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I think he's young enough that he's what we need in the Republicans, and it's what we need as Grant and I talked about this. He'll have 4 years of intensive training for the job of being president in 2028.
Plus, it's young blood injected.
It's young blood. It's what we need. It's the kind of person we need. And
kind of pull the party away from the old ways of doing things.
Right. And I think that's a lot of the problem. That was the problem with Trump, is he tried to do that, and the old guard wasn't ready for it. But you look now, I had 4 years of Trump, 4 years of Biden, and a lot of those old guys are starting to, Feinstein's the beginning, they're starting to, starting to pop off, they're croaking. And that's going to, and we've had a little new blood brought in with this last election, in 2022. So
now, didn't her nephew start that bagel company? Feinstein Brothers? No, that's Einstein. Never mind.
Einstein Brothers, yeah. And he wonders why he's a retired comedian.
Well, she's got cousins that invented the car heater back in the 30s. Yeah. You know how I know? Their names are on every one of them. Hi, Norm, and Max.
Oh, I'm glad he's telling he's on his show tonight instead of my show tomorrow night because I need to keep my viewers.
Hey, did your numbers go up after I showed the Mary Burke doing the DIY
I don't know.
plumbing?
I didn't pay attention to it.
I'm like, going, whoa, he's getting close to 100 on his views. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess it did go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah. Yeah.
She's interesting.
She's something.
Yep.
She's something, that's for sure. So, you think he's going to run on run once Biden announces he isn't running for re-election?
You could be right, Joey.
Probably. I think that's the plan. And they may have all along been thinking about putting what's her name, Camel Toe Harris in as a replacement for Feinstein when that time came, and then that way you can have Newsom run, and they can bring in somebody like Paulus, or they could bring in somebody like Paulus and Newsom,
right,
and get some new blood there. So yeah.
Yep. And Bernie,
hey, Steve,
don't forget Bernie. Weekend at Bernie's. Hey, we got Steve Carpenter. Hey, good to see you, Steve.
Yeah. That's a guy who should be pissed off at the Democrats, Bernie Sanders, because they have done nothing but treat him like trash.
Yeah.
They screwed him over so bad in the, over Hillary. And I think, I hate to say it, but if anybody could have possibly beat Trump when it was Hillary, and beat him resoundingly, I think it would have been Bernie.
Oh,
actually, I thought it would be kind of fun to watch a Trump Bernie ticket.
Oh God, that would be.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah, squirrely but interesting. It definitely wouldn't have got Trump reelected by bringing in a socialist, but
Well, and plus Hillary was so unlikable, and that helped Trump.
Yeah, and it's just amazing that she pitched a fit that she didn't lose the election, that it was stolen from her by Russian collusion and stuff. And yet when Trump says he got his election stolen, they're trying to prosecute him and send him to jail.
Right.
Just doesn't make any sense,
Mm-hmm.
I just find it ludicrous, I hate to say it, but I miss the Democrats from the Robert Kennedy and John Kennedy days. Those Democrats, especially in this part of the country, where what they call blue dog Democrats, were more had conservative values. I'm not talking about the ones that belonged to the Klan either. I'm talking about the ones that went to church every Sunday. They have family God.
They were fiscally conservative.
Yeah, well, they were family God and country. And they were fiscal conservatives. And that's the problem. We don't have leaders now that have morals.
Right.
Morality has gone out the door. I think when you start losing morality, that's why we're in the position we are, because there's stuff that's acceptable by the Democrats today that 15 years ago would have got some of these people thrown in jail as pedophiles and all sorts of other deviants,
Yep.
But it's just, it's a sad situation we're in, and our lack of morality or a moral compass of any sort, especially in the liberal progressive movements,
Oh yeah, the 4 Ds. Division, deception, destruction. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Democratic division. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that was Jamal that pulled the fire alarm. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And they'll probably come off and saying that prosecuting him is racist, and that's how he'll get out of that.
Oh, that's how it always place.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
that's exactly what they'll say. But
Mm-hmm.
Getz, they're gonna try to expel him because
Mm-hmm.
he stood up to
and did you
McCarthy.
hear they're going after the people that just happen to be outside the Capitol January 6th? They're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
after them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anybody who was standing out there during
Mhm.
any of that, they're going to go after. Yeah.
Right. Yet they don't
They-
want to go after people that actually burned buildings and destroyed property
Right,
like
right.
BLM and Antifa. They don't want to go after those people. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. With jail time and fine. And that's the other thing. We got these DAs that are letting no cash bails and all this stuff
Right.
is coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go yell on. Bar, shut up. Pipe down. Don't make me come in there.
Yeah, both those village idiots are going nuts right now. I don't know what in the hell their problem is. It's dark outside now, so they should be quiet, but
Getting cloudy
they're almost
here, and
Yeah.
we're expecting some rain in a few days. So,
Yeah.
so we've got an interesting week. We've got a death in the Senate. Got an opening there. We've got
probably going to have
Democrat
another opening.
representatives pulling fire alarms. We got
Well, Menendez, he's going to be.
Menendez.
They're going to get rid of him, I'm sure, pretty soon. But yeah, it's yeah, I remember that song a little differently than there's a way we used to sing it when we were young, but that's
I was just thinking that myself.
yeah. Brilliant minds think alike. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yesterday I donated a pint of blood, and I'm quickly approaching 6 gallons. So here's my, hope you can see it, my 4-gallon pin. And somewhere on this desk, I have my 5-gallon pin. So
I have one that's it's made out of 18 karat gold, and it was my mother's when she donated, and it was they gave gold pins back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, a little gold Red Cross pin that they gave for donating blood back then.
Wow.
And,
that's cool.
Yeah, because I think she was A negative.
Oh.
My dad was B positive, so I was AB. It was an AB negative child, but it didn't affect me. It would have affected had she had a second child, because it always hits the second child, because that's when the bloods mix in and they puts in the antibodies. But AB negatives were a blue baby. When they have to do a transfusion on them, because they have conflicting blood types going through their system. But it doesn't usually affect the first child, which I was my mom's only child. So, but it would affect the.
I'm A positive.
A positive, yeah, that's what I am too.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom may have been A positive and Dad was B negative. I think I can't remember which. I know whichever one they needed a lot of. Which that's the one she was. It's one of the universal ones. It wasn't O.
Universal.
O is universal. Okay, so yeah, hers was. I think she was A negative and Dad was B positive. I'd have to look at his dog tags now.
Right. So A's are second or third on the list, and then there's some blood type that are pretty rare that only a certain percentage.
There's like AB negative is one that's very rare, I think.
Right, I think you're right. I just saw that the other day in my my feed. And yeah, where I had a thing that had a breakdown of the percentages of the populations by blood type. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, we made it through an hour. So I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming, and hopefully you enjoyed the show. We injected a little bit of humor in it here and there.
We try.
And so everybody have a great kick-ass week, and we will see you next time. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.